Yep, just driven the new Cayenne. I mean, it still drives like the previous Cayenne, okay? Just great handling all around. But of course, I wish it had rear wheel steer, but I know why it did not, because I mean, to get the car quickly into Malaysia, to get it at this price, get it quickly dockered and all that, they've done a great work at Porsche Malaysia. Now if they were to increase any specifications, it would inflate the price hugely, because that's just how taxation and all that works in Malaysia. So the new Cayenne, they changed a lot of stuffs. Alright, the headlamp is different, the whole bonnet is different, the fenders, I think they did not change it, the bumpers are different. So this one has a sharper looking headlamp, very sharp looking, and it has these, instead of dots, these horizontal line LED lights. Look at the Porsche motif inside, very nice. And here has almost like a 911, right? The way they style it, all right. And one of these is the daytime running lights, the sensors, the LiDAR, radar, cameras, and all that are there. Now this color is a bit boring, it's black. And these wheels, okay, don't make noise, hold on first, let me explain to you. Porsche Malaysia knows that changing a wheel doesn't cost much, alright? So they spec it with these wheels, but you can order them, you can change them, you know. The fact is, by ordering it with these wheels, it massively pushed down the original factory price, so that when it is being multiplied across the taxation, excise duties and all that of Malaysia, it doesn't inflate the price too much. So that's a very smart move in terms of how Porsche Malaysia does it. Okay, the rear, the previous one you have a little kink over here, and now they just broaden the whole thing up to be just a single line. Okay, I do prefer the previous one. It makes the car look bigger, but this one is good looking as well, just like a 911 or a Panamera. Okay, still a very good looking car. And nothing much change here. Still a very spacious boot. Alright, everything is well thought out. There are still no places to keep the tonneau cover, but I can't complain too much on that. Alright, many cars don't do that as well. Okay, so yep, at the end of the day, it's a Porsche. It handles well, it's powerful enough, it is really spacious inside, and you can bring it to the mountain roads. Now then, look at my size, 11 feet, 11 and a half feet. I'm not even touching the base of that. There's so much room here. Okay, very comfortable. You don't get panoramic roof. Previously on the CBU one, you can order. Okay, but hey, sitting inside here, the seats are alright, very comfortable. Seat angle is okay as well. And then you get some, look at that, powered. Whoa, it's powered. Yeah, not bad. Right? Whew. That's sophistication. That sets apart Audi and Porsche. Okay, Audi never had this. Okay, and yeah, everything else is nice. Still the same, just a hole over here. Yeah, for some reason. Ugh. And then here you have the panel that controls all this, all touch sensitive now. Okay, and then the big one is the dash. It's an all new dash. Again, it looks like a 911 dash. Alright, the whole basic architecture is like a Porsche 911, which I do welcome in terms of its DNA and all that. Alright, so yep, this is the new Porsche Cayenne, 600,000. The brand itself is worth it. the drive itself is of course worth it. 3-liter engine, not a very high road tax, but it's powerful enough. And I think it's a car that you can own and drive every day until the car is what, 200,000, 300,000 kilometers, and still is a great choice of a car. And given that it starts at what, 600k, there's not a lot for you to lose either. Even with depreciation and all that, it's okay. Alright? Cheers. Alright, the new Cayenne. It's a Porsche. Wait, gear. Oh, the gear is there. Now this one doesn't have rear wheel steer, hence the big turning circle. That's how the horn sounds like, because I'm going down a one-way ramp. Alright, steering wheel is a lot lighter than I remember it to be. That's with the aircon. Okay. It's so weird to see the whole thing moving. Okay. Very easy car to drive, but of course, again, like I mentioned, without the rear wheel steer, it behaves like how its size was supposed to behave. Which direction do I go? I should be here, right? Oh, here. What's with the aircon? 很小呀嘛。哦。Now the feeling is weird because usually you have the gear shifter, and when they move the gear shifter up, you expect the original stuffs that was at the gear shifter's place should have freed up a lot more utility, but it seems like it's still almost the same. Right? Okay, let's go for a drive on the new Cayenne. Is there like sports mode or whatnot? That's the thing. Oh, it's here. Porsche Sport Plus. Yeah. Look for a gap. No gap. Got gap. Got motor. So 3-liter turbo Porsche Cayenne, 600,000 ringgit. That's the thing. It's all about perspective, right? If it used to be $1 million, then 600k would be cheap. But when it's okay, it still goes pretty well. Oh, the gear shifts are violent in Sport Plus. It gives you that wow. It's been a while I experienced a car doing that. Almost like a single clutch automated manual. Let's do another U-turn. See how the car pulls. There we go. If this car has rear wheel steer, I can throw it around this. No drama. Ooh. Thank you. Oh well, nobody will drive it like that daily. But given that this is a Porsche, it's very natural people would do that. I just came off the X1 the other day, the new X1, with a very fat steering wheel. Now I got up to a Cayenne, which is a way bigger car. The steering wheel, all of a sudden, is very thin rim, like a classic car. So it's weird. I expect a fat car like this to have a fat steering, but this one has a thin one, which I appreciate when you are in a sports car or a classic car. But in a big car like that, I don't need the fine steering feel of the car. I can't go back. Never mind. Let's go one more round. Ooh, very violent. Okay, let's put back to sport. Just sport. It's nice as well. Yep, it doesn't do the shift shock. Yeah, it doesn't do the shift shock. Shifts smoother. So that makes me think that is intentionally done so. Okay, so visibility is fantastic. The side mirrors are mounted on the doors instead of the base of the A-pillar. The rear view mirror is extremely tiny for the distance of it to the driver. It's very small. It could have been a little bit larger. It would be easier to use. It's small. Interesting. Oops. Yeah. And of course, overall quality, material. But then this is a test car. Everything is black on black on grey on black. So you can't see it as well as if it were spec in caramel leather, cognac, or red leather. That would have given the car, wow, this Cayenne, they drive so well. Lovely, the way it reacts. Even if this is like a base spec, But hey, who's arguing? It's 600,000 only. Now these wheels are tiny, so the first thing you do after buying these cars, go and get them changed. Now there's a reason, because every up spec would result in double to 2 times or 2.5 times the value of the specification being added, because that's the fact of our taxation. So it's very smart for Porsche Malaysia to push it down. Alright. Now I did not drive a Porsche into a Volvo dealership, but instead it's actually to Auto Hub up there, mixture of brands. Anyway, that is an old Cayenne. Alright, so yep, nice. Yeah, lovely car to drive. I wish the steering wheel is fatter. For once, this is 911. This steering wheel in a 911 in a 718 would be perfect, but on a comfortable, family-oriented SUV like this, I would prefer it to have steering wheels that has a little bit more foam inside. This is good for sports cars. Very tactile feeling. Okay, in terms of no complaints on the screens, the visibility, the maneuverability of this car, except the fact that, again, now, to put it this way, I have driven a Cayenne with rear wheel steer. If you have not driven a Cayenne with rear wheel steer, you will not complain that this car doesn't have rear wheel steer, right? So all of you in Malaysia would have driven this car and felt, wow, it's nice. It's so nice, right? Yeah, it's perfect, it's nice. Just that I am lucky enough to have driven that. Alright? So that's the thing. But given the price of it now, I have no complaints. Okay? And I think Porsche Malaysia is being very, very honest in terms of pricing. I mean, this is massively updated. The front is different, the rear is different, the whole dash, the interior is different. Software has been updated, you know. It's almost as if a brand new car, you know. And they only raised the price by what, 20,000? And this 20,000 is not Porsche Malaysia raising the price. It's merely because ringgit has dropped. That's it. Alright? So, good car. Still a good car. Okay. Let's park it here. Let's look at the car.